Start. Hello, my name is Jaiden McIntyre, and my presentation is on why airplanes are safer than cars. Introduction. The most dangerous part of your vacation isn't the flight itself, but the drive to the airport. What people don't realize is, you're much more likely to be injured in a car crash than a plane crash. The general purpose is to persuade, and my specific purpose is to convince you that flying in a plane is much safer than driving a car, and to not be scared. My first main point is, airplanes have highly trained professionals which ensure safe operations. According to what is the safest possible way to travel, it states, as surprising as it might seem, riding in an airplane remains the safest mode of transportation. According to recent research, airplane accidents are only responsible for 0.006% of deaths per billion miles of travel. Most plane crashes involve privately owned aircraft. And as we can see, to become a pilot, it's not easy. You need to go through rigorous training and have a lot of flight hours in itself. So it's not just anybody flying these planes. It's highly trained professionals that know what they're doing. These are some statistics right here. On the right side, we can see that 3,287 people die in a car crash every day, compared to only 2 people in a plane crash a day. Now, these are estimates, so it's not guaranteed, but we can still see that the amount of people that die in a car crash is far more than the amount of people that die in a plane crash. And to the left this is deaths per billion miles of travel. So in a motorcycle, it's the highest, and as we can see, in the plane, it's the lowest and only 0.07%, which furthermore shows why flying is the safest mode of travel.
That was it?
No, yes. Face ID.
Oh.
This side up.
Okay.
Nextly, planes are constantly monitored and have advanced safety and technology systems. According to the Future of Technology and Aircraft Safety, it states, the aviation industry's transition from manual to automated maintenance processes and the integration of advanced technologies, like autopilot systems, have collectively elevated aviation safety to unprecedented levels, ensuring smoother, more reliable, and safer flights for passengers worldwide. Now, although safety systems in planes reduce the number of accidents, or over-relying on these systems can create a false sense, diminishing the pilot's manual flying ability. But these same safety systems are vulnerable to malfunctions and hacking. Even though this is true, airplanes have multiple layers protecting their safety systems, decreasing the risk of failure, rather than diminishing flight skills. And these safety systems take the stress off of pilots during flights. And pilots also constantly undergo vigorous training to make sure they can take control of a situation if needed. These are more statistics right here. This is a chart of the annual global road crashes. It says nearly 1.3 million people a year die in road crashes. And we see the same number again, 3,287 people that die every day in a car crash. And additional 20 to 50 million of these people are injured or disabled. More than half of all road traffic deaths occur among people between ages 15 and 44. For ages between 15 to 29, road crashes are the leading cause of death. And for ages 2 to 14, it's the second leading cause of death. Around $518 billion a year are predicted. Road crashes cost about $518 billion a year, and it's the 5th leading overall cause of death by 2030. Around 1,000 people under the age of 25 die on roads every single day. Furthermore, it's not the accused. By this chart, we can see that the amount of car crashes a year is much higher than plane crashes a year. If we compare this to this right here, we can see that only 2 plane crashes happen a year. And this chart is showing us that the breakdown of car crashes on a yearly basis. This is one of the other reasons why aviation and flying is safer than driving.
Yeah.
Furthermore, my last main point is, on the rare occasion a plane does crash, these crashes are heavily analyzed so that they can be prevented in the future. Aviation was one of the most regulated and monitored industries. According to 2021 FAA.gov, it states, the FAAS team, which stands for the Federal Aviation Administration Safety Team, aims to lower the nation's aviation accidents rate by conveying safety principles and practices through training, outreach, and education, while establishing partnerships and encouraging the continual growth of a positive safety culture within the aviation community. Although the FAA heavily pushes safety standards, they can still be slow to implement new safety technology. The FAA can improve their responsiveness to risks. Sometimes it takes too long for them to fix crucial issues in airplanes. Although these are valid reasons, no system or organization is perfect. The FAA has a great track record itself, and they're willing to adapt and reform if needed. The FAA still continues to keep air travel amongst the safest modes of transportation to this day. As we can see, the FAA is one of the leading safety organizations for aviation. The FAA makes sure that plane crashes are prevented. They manage safety precautions in the plane, and when the plane crashes do happen on rare occasions, they heavily analyze the situation to stop it from happening in the future. The FAA is one of the main reasons that aviation is as safe as it is today, and why it's the safest mode of travel. Yeah. This is my conclusion. In conclusion, air travel is significantly safer than driving because of highly trained professionals, advanced safety precautions, and technology, while constantly being monitored through radio and radar systems. Aviation is heavily regulated and monitored with organizations like the FAA, ensuring the safety of flights, and statistically the chances of a car crash are much higher than a plane crash, and aviation safety is continuing to improve. And with this, we can see why flying on a plane is safer than driving a car. And these are the 3 sources that I used throughout my presentation. And that's it.